Down to business.
That's the nectar of the gods, baby.
Didn't you?
Yeah, I had a timer. Anyway, hello there, everyone, and welcome to the Whiskey Musings broadcast. It's a little early. Wow. Okay, so some of the automated stuff obviously did not work. That sucks. Wow. Okay, so you're going to catch a little bit behind the scenes here because I'm going to be setting up some stuff as I get things going here. I got to try and... because normally I get some things going. Where is...
You can always tell them we'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. So hey, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna be back in just a short second. I'm going to pop the other screen back up. So I'll be right back. Just hold on.
Down to business.
That's the nectar of the gods, baby.
Oh my gosh. Welcome to the Whiskey Musings broadcast. I am your, shall we say, charming, magnanimous, whatever other kind of adjective you can throw at me, Rick. You know, one of the wonderful things about doing a live broadcast is the technical glitches and errors that occur, especially when you go and you change some things up. Anyway, so I wanted to kind of start on the advice of a very good friend. I wanted to start the broadcast a little early so we could get people kind of going in. And unfortunately, the timer and the automatic settings that I had didn't click. And so we ended up having a couple of little glitches, which maybe I'll take out when the final video gets posted up on YouTube. But hey, you know what? This is what live TV is all about, is the mistakes, the errors, the issues, the mispronunciations, the sometimes bad language that comes popping in. Anyway, that's the fun part about doing a broadcast such as this. So before I get into what we get into for tonight. Gosh, wow, I'm just like all over the board. I apologize. So before I get into what we're going to get into tonight with my special co-host who was here last week, and I thought it'd be kind of nice for us to circle back around and revisit some of the changes that we might have made for our Thanksgiving dinners. So we are going to be talking a little bit about food tonight. However, I also have a little segment on some gifts, because as we traverse, this weekend is after Thanksgiving, so we're going to spend a little bit of time on Thanksgiving, but after that, we're going to traverse to some unique gifts. And it's sometimes, I think, at least for some people, it's hard to find gifts. And so I've got a few ideas. Maybe it'll kick a couple of ideas over for other folks as well. And yes, even though many of these are more toward the manly side of things, I did also include a couple for the ladies as well. So definitely, stay tuned for that. Speaking about gifts, I'm going to do a little self-promotion here. I do have the Whiskey Musings logo store, and I'm actually wearing the sweatshirt here, one of them, and I've got several sweatshirts and t-shirts and some gaiters that have the logo. I've also got a couple that have like the tagline of "When I Drink, I Think," Whiskey Musings, and t-shirts and things like that. So go ahead and check it out. The link is part of the description or part of the YouTube channel. You can take a look at that. I've also gone and included some of the links for the gifts tonight in the description for it, in case you see something that you would just want to check out, even if it's a gift for yourself, if it's a white elephant gift for somebody, several different potential options here for this. So anyway, so from that point, yeah, sipping on some whiskey, that is true. For that point, oh my gosh, you guys are going to love this. You guys are going to love this. I'm telling you, you guys are going to love this. But anyway, before I got to kind of ignore him for just a second. So I also want to say thank you to the new subscribers to the channel. Hopefully you enjoy the channel. For those of you that haven't subscribed yet, take a look around, go ahead and click the subscribe button, and then also click on the little bell for the notifications so that you can get notified when the channel goes live or when a new video gets uploaded or something along those lines. Anyway, so now without any further ado, I am going to bring in my guest co-host, and yes, he is a co-host. He is not just simply a guest. He is a co-host. But This is an individual, for those of you that don't know, he is an individual who is the commander of his Unicorn Brigade. He is on par with Einstein in intelligence. He is on par with dynamic personality as Cyndi Lauper. And let me tell you what else. He has a, hold on. I forgot it. Hang on just a second. There was another piece in there. So let's see. He's got brains. He's got personality. Oh, he has the looks that rival Adonis. Okay. So without any further ado, I give you my buddy, my co-host, my unicorn of a fabulous nature, the man, the myth, Captain Kirk Unicorn.
Hi.
Hello there, Captain.
That was
Kirk.
awesome.
Yes, you are.
Sorry, I had to adorn the unicorn because you expected it last week. I didn't give it to you, so here you go.
Okay, so there we are. We have the unicorn. He is in full unicorn, and he is eating a turkey leg too. That is actually absolutely wonderful. I got to tell you, last week's show was thanks to all of the work that others have done. Last week's show is actually the #1 most popular broadcast so far on this channel. And I can only credit that to one person and one person only. And that has to deal with, Addie and her army. So thank you very much, Addie, for the promotion and everything else. And the army for coming in and joining. And this is awesome. This is absolutely awesome. So thank you very much. All right. So let's get into it. Last week we had talked about several like recipes and things like that. You shared some recipes for some pieces and items that we had available. I put them up. People, I don't know if anybody's really downloaded them because unfortunately the way that I put them up, they pull it. I can tell you though that my mother definitely loved it. So that being said, and of course, moms always love stuff. But anyway, so that being said, let's talk a little bit about the changes. Now, you had mentioned on the broadcast last week that you were not going to do the standard roasted turkey, that you were going to do something different and you were going to throw it onto the barbecue. And I believe you said you were going to smoke it, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So let's go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and just go into that? And we'll see. Let me see if I can maybe pop up so we can start with where this thing starts. And there you go. So this is your turkey now.
Okay, that's my spatchcock turkey.
Okay, hold up. Spatchcock. Okay, sorry. Spatchcock. You got to explain. You got to explain.
You take out the backbone and lay it flat, crack the breastbone so it lays really flat. There's an additional step you can take to remove the breastbone so it'll lay even flatter. I didn't bother with that.
Okay.
I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on it. So you press it down, lay it flat, tuck the wings under, or you could just cut the wingtips off because they're just going to crisp up and burn anyway.
Right.
And then you put that into your pan underneath to catch all the juices. So I cut the backbone out, put the neck and any trimmings into the pan underneath that had the vegetable stock and mirepoix in it.
Right.
And it took longer than I was expecting because I was doing it like 225, very low.
Okay.
So
and
it took like 4 hours.
So this was your setup.
Yeah, the brisket I put in at midnight.
Right.
And this is 10 in the morning.
Okay. Now, what about that shot?
Oh, it was about noon, 1 o'clock.
Okay. Okay. So you started it at 10 and about 2 hours into it, you took a look, you checked it out, and this is what you saw.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, what I should have done in hindsight is because the way the smoke travels in this thing,
Right.
you see there's the chimney on the right. You can see the hole on the side.
You're talking about right over here.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So the smoke, the cup, the firebox is directly dead center between the turkey and the brisket. Underneath.
Oh, okay. All right.
So the smoke's going to flow not necessarily all around, more directly out the chimney. So the turkey didn't get quite as smoked as I would like. So I should have swapped places.
Okay. Maybe swap places like halfway through, or swap places, I mean.
Or even, well, at this point, it had been, by the time I got the turkey on, it was 10 hours into the brisket smoke. So it had taken up a lot of smoke.
Okay. Okay. So it had already taken up a lot of smoke. All right. Makes sense.
So switching it around would not have been a problem.
Okay. All right.
And so, yeah, and I bought myself a Bluetooth thermometer.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because I have a wireless thermometer as well, and it looks very similar to this as far as like the leads go. But I'm not sure if two of them were those two separate thermometers or one thermometer that has two leads.
No, two separate thermometers.
Oh, okay.
The base unit itself can take, I think, 8.
Oh, wow. Okay. 8 possibilities. That's cool.
Yeah, so that's why I like the Traeger, because you just set it and forget it, and you can go on to other things without having to babysit it like a regular briquette-fed smoker.
Oh, right. Now this is the Traeger, not that I'm like trying to promote them or anything, but this is the Traeger that you had used or that you had gotten for Father's Day. That is a pellet version, pellet style.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And I just noticed I can see cat prints on the front of my Traeger.
Oh yeah, right down here. I don't know if anybody can see it, but yeah, I think they can. So right there where you see the orange flashing, I see the cat print. Makes me wonder if they were investigating your turkey.
Maybe. And when I first turned it on, a mouse jumped out of the grease pail.
Ooh. Wow.
That shocked me.
Well, it would surprise me too, but yeah. Okay. So now let me see. All right. So explain this.
These are my rolls.
I'm glad you said rolls and not your buns. I was seriously going to wonder about that, the buns.
Do you want to squeeze them?
Oh, no, not really. Not really. Okay.
No, I found this recipe on Pinterest, of course.
Okay. Of course. You'd mentioned
of course.
that.
Yeah, I've always tried to make my grandmother's rolls.
Right.
Which is similar in, all rolls are basically similar in ingredients.
Okay.
But she used evaporated milk.
Okay. Evaporated milk. All right.
Yeah. My brother swears up and down she didn't. But she told me face to face she used evaporated milk. So.
Okay.
Whatever. Anyway, I'm still tweaking with it a little bit. I'm not getting the salt amount right in these. I need a little more salt.
Okay. Okay. Now, I will have to admit, though, this next picture, they came out awesome.
Oh, yeah. They look awesome. Of course, I had eaten a couple before I took the picture. You got to try them out.
Yeah. Well, you roasted your buns perfect. Sorry. I'm kind of like that goofy sidekick that just sort of throws things out there, All right. Anyway. Okay. So let's move on. Okay. So you got your rolls and everything. So the next thing obviously was.
No, you jumped ahead, didn't you?
Oh, yes, I did. I jumped ahead. I was going to move on. Okay. So you had to make what? Go for it.
No, I thought there was another picture I sent you. But whatever. It doesn't matter.
No, there might be. I might have thrown it into a different order. So
doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. So we move on. You have to set the table, of course.
Okay. Yeah, we don't have a fancy serving dish. and it was just us, so
Okay.
it really doesn't matter. And you notice in the top right, you see hamburgers on a plate.
Right.
That's for my youngest. He doesn't really care for unprocessed meat.
Okay.
But he did
Unprocessed
try the
meat.
brisket and he liked it
Oh, well, that's good. That's good.
because I brined the brisket
Mm-hmm.
and it almost Mela said it tasted almost like corned beef because I put maybe too much salt in it, I guess.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, but corned beef you soak for like a week,
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines. All right. So the one thing that I see that is missing from here is that absolutely wonderful turkey. So let's take a look at what the turkey.
No, the turkey. Okay, fine. Yeah,
Wait,
the turkey.
let's take a look at what the turkey
Okay.
looked like as it came out. Look
There
at
you go.
that. Look at that.
Oh, and the skin was so yummy.
So the skin, did it end up being crispy?
Not as crispy as I like it.
Okay.
I've not had success getting a crispy skin out of a smoker at low temperatures. Should have maybe cranked up a little bit.
Right. Okay. Now, I got to be honest with you. So for my turkey, I mean, obviously I did the brine. I did it differently than what your recipe kicked out. Because I had some suggestion to not use the allspice because a certain individual didn't really care for it. So that being said, I did brine it. I brined it for about 36 hours roughly. And, it was an absolute fabulous hit. In fact, it got to the point where, I mean, everybody pretty much just said, as far as everyone in my family, they were like, there is absolutely no way brining is the way to go. We are not eating a unbrined turkey ever again. So thank you very much for that. I will have to say too, like you had mentioned last week, the brine actually helped with the gravy. The gravy was fantastic. And I took your suggestion. I did a roux. I did the flour butter, one part mix, and got it going. That made the gravy come out absolutely wonderful. I was so impressed with that. I sat there and I said, you know what, my buddy over here, I really need to, like, where has he been with all of these wonderful cooking suggestions all of my life? Anyway, that being said, so you went ahead and you get the turkey going and everything. And of course, after the turkey, we have pie. So what is this?
That's the pear pie. And I asked my mother if she had the single pie recipe. She said yes, but instead gave me a deep dish to put it into. So if you have a very deep dish pie, that recipe will make one very large deep dish pear pie.
Okay.
But cooking it is different. I had to look because she had no clue on how to cook a deep dish, or at least the recipe. So I looked up deep dish apple pie. Instead of 350, cook at 375. Instead of 40 minutes, 45 minutes, it's like an hour to an hour and 15.
Ah, okay.
So I cranked up the heat, took a little longer, and kept putting the knife in. And when it came out clean, pie's done.
Perfect. Well, I got lucky. We were talking about pies and everything. I got lucky. I have a little baker in my family, and my wife and her, they got together and they decided to go ahead and make my 3 favorite pies in this time of year. So they made a sweet potato, a pumpkin, and a pecan pie. Now the sweet potato was awesome. The pumpkin, great, like usual. The pecan, they actually used a recipe that pops, or that substituted or allowed you to substitute a little bit of bourbon in it. And
I heard of that.
Yeah, I have to admit that the bourbon, obviously I host a show called Whiskey Musings. I drink Irish whiskey. I've had bourbon. I've had scotch. I've had, a whole host of whiskey. So when I tasted it, it was like, oh, this is good. The kids and the wife were a little taken aback because the first bites that they took had a little bit of an extra strength of bourbon flavor in it. And so they were a little put off by that, but now that it's rested a little bit and it's had an extra day to kind of sit and kind of like congeal and that kind of stuff, the bourbon flavor isn't quite as strong as what it was before. But that being said, they came out great. I am so grateful. In fact, the sweet potato pie, I think, is almost gone. The pumpkin pie is like the second one in terms of how much is gone. And then the pecan is the one that's kind of left a little bit as far as that goes. But that being said, we had a wonderful Thanksgiving for that, and that was great. So I'm going to let you kind of finish because I think I know what the next picture is. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want me to reveal it?
There's a little background. It was a gift from my stepmother to my grandmother.
Uh-huh.
And then my grandmother passed, and then it was passed down to me. So
okay.
I wear it in honor of both of them, really.
Okay. So you wear it in honor of both of them, and there it is. There is the honoring of.
Of course, I should have taken a better picture.
Well, but I mean, it works. It works.
But, it's who I am. I'm an electrician who likes pecan pie. So.
Oh, you are. Yeah. Well, you are definitely a man of many talents. Not only that, but you can rock that onesie there, that unicorn onesie. I got to tell you, and I'm glad you wore the one that has the blue horn rather than the green.
It's the same one. I only have one onesie.
Oh, really? Well, then why does that not show up? Well, wait a minute.
Maybe it was the program.
Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, it shows up. I see it there. Anyway, all right.
Oh, because you have a white background.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Let me get down into see, it disappears.
Yeah, it tends to disappear in the color. Okay.
But you have a white background, so.
Yeah, well, that's the magic of the whole green screen idea, as far as that goes.
Okay.
So.
Sorry.
No, I do not. Wait. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So that's what you did for your thing, for your Thanksgiving. I saw photos of you around the table with your friends or with the family and everything. I hope you were able to do everything that you wanted to do. I know I was sending out messages to people and talking to my family and everything. So it was all in all, considering the situation, that we're at, considering the situation that we're in, it was actually pretty wonderful overall, I have to admit. Thankfully, we were able to, do the things that we were able to do and that kind of stuff. So it's really a pleasure and a wonder to be able to gather and sit around and tell the people that we love them. Anyway, all right. So I want you to hang out for a few minutes because, and actually I want you to hang out obviously until all the way to the end of the show, just like you did last week, but we're going to switch topics. Okay. So we started this talking about, Thanksgiving. Obviously Thanksgiving is gone and past. What we have today now is the start of the Christmas gift giving season, or gift acquisition season, I should say. Black Friday was yesterday. Come Monday is Cyber Monday. So that being said, I have a few things here that I think some people would like, and obviously it's going to be a little, since we're talking about liquid lubrication, liquid fueled show, it's going to be leaning that direction. Okay. But that being said, it might be something that a lot of people might get an idea. And one of the things, I mean, Facebook is fabulous on this. They go through and believe me, if you think Big Brother is watching, I guarantee you they are watching. Okay. They are completely watching.
If you just mention something in front of your phone, it ends up on Facebook for you.
It is amazing how accurate these things are, because all you have to do is just talk a little bit about what it is, or mention in a Facebook post, a Twitter post, talk about it on the phone. I don't know. Look it up. I mean, seriously, look it up in a web browser or something, and they snag it and it pops up almost guaranteed.
If I have to do a search for a particular light bulb I need, all of a sudden my sidebar on YouTube is nothing but light bulbs. Like, really? It's not my life. It's what I do.
Well, the algorithms don't differentiate. They just know that all they're supposed to do is grab what they're going to grab. So that, some of these, actually, most of these things come from searches that I've done, words that I've said that have tied back to different things. And so, But one thing to kind of keep in mind is that these are unique gifts. These are specialized gifts, and they're all online. Unfortunately, as much as I would love to say, shop local, there's a lot of local places that unfortunately are not able to do what they are able to do due to depending upon where you live. But again, so this first one that I'm going to pop up here. So this is a company called Freedom Oak Barrels. Now, the thing that keeps showing up here is this one, the oak barrel, and it's personalized. Now, one of the things that's cool about this is that you can have it personally put in there with your name. And what the idea of this is you put the spirit that you're looking for to add flavor to it, to add aging. And what they do is they flame the inside of these oak barrels, and you've got to prep them, and you do a couple different things. They've got a whole listing of it, and they have different sizes too. So they've got like the 1 liter, the 2 liter, 3 liter, 5 liter, 10 liter. I mean, it goes all the way up. I don't know if you can probably see it right here. Right here, I'm going to highlight. So that's the size. You can get all different types of sizes, for this thing. And what you do is you prep it according to their directions. You put the alcohol in and you let it age for a certain amount of time. Now, I've been kind of looking at this because this is something that I've thought about doing. But the fun thing with this is, again, it is a way to age the whiskey or the bourbon or whatever. They actually say you can put in any kind of alcohol that you want in here, and it will age and flavor it in a little bit of different ways. And you have to kind of play with it to figure out what's going to work for you in terms of how long it sits in there. But it's not that expensive, really. I mean, it's $60 for the 1 liter. And you personalize it with the name, the distillery, if you want to, throw something in there, the city and state and the year. They've got personalizations. Also, if you have a logo or something that's in black and white, they have sent people have sent like the EPS versions of these, or PNGs. I can't remember which, but you can do customizations with them. So if you have a different logo other than what's here, you can go and send that to them, and they can add that in. So that being said, I mean, Captain Kirk, I don't know if that's something that you'd be interested in, but it's
I've for a while I was interested in actually doing a home still. And I've seen very small home kits that you can buy that are legal, because otherwise it's moonshining. Right. If you're going to sell it. Okay. You can make small batches for yourself. Right. And I thought it was very, very interesting. Yeah. So and this would go along with that. Yes, yes. And actually, if you hang out, I do have something more I'll show you that might pop up. Since you are a cook, you are in the kitchen quite a bit. I got to tell you, this next one here that I'm going to bring up is actually, I've seen it. I don't have it personally, but I've seen it. I've experienced the results of it. This particular came from a gentleman who,
used to do our office knives all the time. It's the Lansky Sharpeners products, and they have knives, they have sharpeners, but the key one that I was looking at is the sharpener kits, the precision knife sharpening kits. Now I'm going to show you this. This is the one in particular that he had, I believe. And let me tell you something. If you have an old knife, a knife that you can no longer sharpen anymore, if you have a knife that just can't keep a blade, this gentleman would take the knives in the office and he would put them through this thing, and they would come out sharp enough that you could easily carve a turkey. You could shave with them, and they stayed sharp. So what this system does is it actually allows you to set up the proper angle for the blade. So for those of you that may not know, different blade uses have different angles. Whether it's a 25 degree, a 20 degree, most of your kitchen knives are at 20 degrees. And so they've got all kinds of different things. And this particular system is very, very useful. It takes dull knives that are hard to sharpen, and turns them into utility knives again. Take a look at this website, because this, like I said, this guy, I mean, he would spend just a few minutes, and they would last for a good long while. So just kind of keep that in mind. They've got different ones that are out here. As you can see, you can search by blade type, and he's got arrows, axes, fillet knives, fish hook knives, gut hook knives, kitchen blades, woodworking, etc. So even serrated blades, you can actually do serrated blades, which a lot of people have a hard time with serrated knives, because once the serration gets dull, it's a little difficult to get it back again. Well, these guys have knife sharpening systems for that. They also have, in case you didn't notice on the main page, they also have a whole bunch of other knives. You can get knives. They've got all kinds of different knives here. If anybody's like a knife enthusiast or something like that, they've got all kinds of knives and things. They've got axes. They've got just a whole bunch of stuff. But this is Lansky Sharpening Systems is basically what it is. And they've got several different types of sharpeners and that type of stuff as well. So that's something to kind of take a look at. It'd be great for someone who's in the kitchen. And again, like I said, this is kind of like a man type of thing, but still, again, it's very useful. And the women can get involved in it too. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you understand how the system works, it's very easy to sharpen a knife and get it right.
Yeah. Cause, I have basically one knife that I use all the time. My mom just bought me a Misen, Misen.
Okay.
Misen.
Mm-hmm.
That is a nice blade. It's actually 15 degrees.
Right.
And I've never been very successful at actually sharpening knives. I have a 3-stone triangle thing that you turn.
Right.
I need a lot more practice on it to do better. But that system looks almost foolproof.
It actually is. And so you can watch the video. They have videos of how the thing works. I tried watching the video and believe me, the video's like 20 minutes long. The first 10 minutes is nothing but talking about the wonder of the product. So you kind of have to delve deep into it in order to get to the actual practical application. But essentially what it does is it has this clamp system, and it sets at an angle, and it clamps the knife to the top part of the blade, and then this arm comes out with the sharpening stone, and it allows you to just basically scrape across and come down at the same time. And it's just this kind of a motion in one direction, and you're at the same angle. You're at this, whatever you set the angle at, and you just do the same amount of cuts on one side. You flip it over, you do the exact same on the other side. And it's almost completely foolproof when it comes to sharpening the knife. It is actually really, really good. Like I said,
is it a unclamp, move the knife, reclamp, or is it a clamp it, and then you can just spin it in the clamp.
I think you have to unclamp it and then flip it over and then do the other clamp, I think. But the thing is that once you set the angle, though, it holds that angle the across the same way. So the clamp actually holds the angle in place. And, I'm actually thinking of possibly getting one for myself because, again, like I said, I've seen it used. And I know that, like, my wife kind of talks about the kitchen knives always needing to be resharpened, and I can usually get them sharp enough, but having something like this that gives it the actual angle that it's supposed to be at is I think the really, really crucial key to making sure that blade stays sharp for a long period of time. Okay, so this next one you're going to like. This next one, you actually inspired
unicorns?
this. No, not unicorns, but for those of you who are Star Trek enthusiasts, or somebody who is a Star Trek enthusiast, let me tell you.
I know somebody.
Star Trek enthusiasts are devout. And it's the same with Star Wars enthusiasts. But the fun thing about Star Trek enthusiasts is we actually do have products out there that are available. And as you can see here, these are the wines of Star Trek. There are the Klingon blood wine. There's the Picard wine. There's like the 4 different Alpha 4. They've got packages and kits. You can take a look at like this one here. This is the Alpha 4 as soon as it comes up here. So this is a 4-pack of wine that includes the United Federation of Planets Sauvignon Blanc, the United Federation of Planets Old Vine Zinfandel, the Chateau Picard Cru Bordeaux. I kind of mincemeated that completely. And then, of course, the Klingon blood wine in a Cabernet Sauvignon. But there's like, this is the 4-pack. They've got the individual wines. They've got like special packages like the Honor. Let's see what the Honor, Matter of Honor. And you've got the United Federation of Planets Sauvignon Blanc. And then of course the Klingon blood wine equivalent. So, there's several different ones here. And I gotta tell you, because of our conversation last week, I actually went and tried to find Romulan ale.
Oh,
now,
did you?
Yes. Now, apparently, I think it's, what is it? Bevmo. Bevmo has Romulan ale that pops out every so often. And unfortunately, right now, it's actually out of stock. But it is the actual thing. Now, the other thing, though, that I found is there are websites that tell you how to make the Romulan ale and give it that blue tint that all you Star Trek fans are familiar with. So that being said, Star Trek wines, this might be something that's really cool because up until last week, I kind of was joking about it, but I was joking about it with a Star Trek enthusiast, guess who? And he basically showed me these. So I figured I'd bring it up to everybody else to talk about the Star Trek wines. And this is where you order them. And, StarTrekWines.com. And again, all the links that I'm showing you, everything that I'm showing you, the links are in the description of the video below. So I'm going to go back to Captain Kirk. There he is. Yep.
I'm sorry. You caught me.
As you can see, there is the actual example of the Klingon blood wine. So, so these are awesome. They've got like the logos and stuff like that on there. It's actually, they're cute collectibles, I guess you could say. So from that standpoint, I mean, this is kind of for those Star Trekkies, those Trekkie fans, you could really kick that off with this particular
really
setup.
You can look up for the Scotty Scotch,
yes.
Montgomery Scotch,
okay,
and the James T. Kirk Bourbon. Bourbon. I have not pulled the trigger on those yet.
The James T. Kirk Bourbon. I may have to look that one up because obviously, hello. Anyway,
Hello.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So this next site that I'm going to go to, this is kind of an odd thing. Okay. It's not where you would normally look for things for like Christmas gifts. However, the thing that I like about this is because of the fact that you can get things monogrammed. So this is Groom Shop, and this is actually unique groomsmen's gifts. Now, you know, I know that for like my wedding and some of the other weddings that I've been around, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people who give gifts, but these are some interesting places to go. There's a whole bunch of different things. I'm just going to show you the best sellers right here. But there's a whole bunch of different things that are here. You've got personalized metallic beer mugs. It looks like there's a set of 5 cooler chairs. These are kind of cool. There's knives, personalized knives here. But the one that I really wanted to kick off, and then of course you've got like beer mugs and supply canvas duffel bags. Personalizing a gift for an individual person, I think, really sets it off and sets it separate from just buying something at the store or whatever for this person. If you know somebody who's got like a duffel bag or whatever, get it personalized. This is a great place to go to get some individual personalization for these things. You can do things as simple as like money clips. You can do, now this one I kind of like. This is the Bullet Lowball whiskey glass. It actually has a bullet that's like molded into the glass itself. And then they also come with a whole bunch of different, different artistic designs and stuff like that. You've got pocket watches. Nobody wears pocket watches anymore, but hey, it's kind of a neat little gift. And a whole bunch of different things. But the reason why I got involved had to deal with, and I got to find it here. Where is it? Come on. Where are they? Well, maybe I go in here to the bar accessories. Maybe that's where it is. Yes. So you have your personalized whiskey decanters. And they've got different monogram designs here. I'm kind of giving you an idea of what the monogram looks like here on screen. But it's really kind of cool to have like a whiskey themed design. And, by the way, that little doodaloo was our phone call dropping off. I'll have to get that back if we're going to pop up phone calls. But anyway, so there's a personalized whiskey decanter. And for those of you that are not familiar, decanters are really stylish places, stylish glassware that you can put out. They come in sets, they come by themselves, and you can do a whole bunch of different things with it. But it's really kind of cool to, let somebody put a bottle of this out, and it can be an art piece as well as functional with the alcohol in it. There's also a bunch of other things. There's gifts under $25. These are the little expensive or the non-expensive gifts that you can go with. There's like the beer can cooler that you can get personalized and those kinds of things. But the key here is to think outside the box when it comes to unique gifts, because sometimes you might not think about a gift for somebody coming from say like this, the Groom Shop, but it could be a unique gift for the people that are there. So what do you think about that there, Mr. Kirk?
No, that's really nice. I've looked into decanters and nice glasses.
Yeah,
because we have our drink station. What do you call that thing? A wine bar?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's wine glass holder on top. There's mirrors in the back. I need to put lights in it. My wife's begging me because she knows a guy.
Okay.
It holds wine bottles and it holds just all kinds of liquor.
Right.
And we want to fancy it up, and I bought these glasses.
Yeah, the Star Trek ones. Yep.
Oh, the stupid glare.
Yeah, that's all right.
And that's nice. And they do have some nicer Star Trek themed decanters.
Right.
I'm not sure if you should go all in on those. But the cut crystal ones.
Right.
With the nice fancy designs on them, those are just gorgeous. I love those.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And for me, as far as like the lowball glasses, there's a couple that I've been looking at in particular. For those of you that watch this channel on a regular basis, I'm a big like American patriot kind of person. So from that standpoint, there's a couple lowball glasses that are out there. There's one that has like the starting preamble of the Constitution to it, and the same thing with the Declaration of Independence. And I was actually looking at those and thinking, okay, hey, I can get a couple of those glasses and put them together as kind of a set. Do a couple of those, and then a couple, like maybe one that's American flag 1776. And there's a whole bunch of stores that are out there that have things like that for patriots like myself. You can just look for them. But I think it's a really nice gift to bring something to someone that is kind of personalized from that standpoint.
Do you have a tattoo of a flag on your body anywhere?
No, I don't. I do not. And to be honest with you, I've thought about doing it, but I'm just not prepared for that. I do have a tattoo.
All
yes.
that pain.
Well, I do have
really?
a tattoo. I do have a tattoo, but it
Okay.
is one of a personal nature. It's a personal thing that happened to me, or that I was given. It was actually, it represents a name that was given to me a long time ago. And so, that's the only one, but I have been looking and kind of thinking, okay, maybe another tattoo would be cool. So the thought did cross my mind, having an American flag tattooed on my shoulder. But that being said, anyway. So this next one is for the ladies, or for the men that are buying for ladies. So from this standpoint, I think I'm going to kind of lean toward it, since Addie seems to be active in the chat here. Maybe she can give us some ideas or give us some feedback on some of this, because I know I'm certainly not going to be able to provide any feedback, any major feedback for the ladies on this. But so this is a website that I actually went to, and it's called Brilliant Gifts. And what's kind of cool about this, I think, is that, well, first of all, this is mostly for the ladies. I think it's actually almost all for ladies. So I found it when I thought about trying to find a website that would do this for another website, the one at the end. You'll understand what I mean here in just a minute. But Brilliant Gifts. So this one has a few things. Most of it has to deal with like soaps and bath beads and jewelry and that kind of stuff. But what's cool about this site is that it actually breaks it out by the different gifts right here at the top. So if you're looking at, for by occasion, if you're looking at Christmas gifts, let me just show you a few examples. Oh, I already had it there. A few examples of some of the personalized Christmas gifts that you can bring up. So there's like the Mint to Be. It's Mint to Be, new gift for Christmas 2020. And this one here, it looks like it's got some fudge bites, and let's see, what else does it have? It has some peppermint candle. It's got a white Turkish towel. It's got some peppermint fudge. It's got some peppermint stick bath bomb. Looks like there's some white chocolate popcorn for those nights when you want to just get in and watch a movie. So there's a bunch of little things that are a part of this gift package that are designed for the ladies out there. And you can choose your gift wrapping, whatever kind of gift wrapping you want. You can add a 3-inch personalized, it says it's a diamond keepsake. Not quite sure what that is, but basically what it's saying is that you can take this and you can do different things with the gifts available. So you can go and take a look. There's the Keep Warm and Carry On. There's the Global Warming. Looks like you've got some coffee and some hot chocolate and things like that. They've got some really cool names like this one here, but wait, there's myrrh. In here. So they've got some really cool things in here. And then there's Dear 2020, we're finished. By the way, it's you, not me. That one's a New Year's Eve celebration gift. So they did a really good job, I think, in kind of throwing some of this together. So, this is a thought process, at least for some of the guys. I know it's, it might be a little weird to get something for the ladies that you're not really too sure of. I know I have one gift, one singular gift that my wife, I know, will absolutely love me for every single year. She gets it every single year. And I know it's kind of a boring thing, but hey, you know what? I'm going to go with what works. But anyway, there's like the Scrub-a-Dub-Dub. I am way past tense. All you need is lube. So there's a whole bunch of different things.
Wait, all you need is lube?
Lube, yeah, lube. L-O-U-V-R-E.
Sorry.
Lube.
Wrong store.
Oh
I'm
my
so sorry.
gosh. No, that's Lover's Package. Come on. Which, by the way, that might have made the list had I been in a different frame of mind for tonight. But anyway.
Yeah, AdamandEve.com. There you go.
Ah, yeah. Okay. So let me see what this is all about here. Okay. So, so there's a bunch of different things. And also, hey, check this out. So this is kind of interesting. So my wife has been bugging me. She has been in the past about getting her a tool set because she hates borrowing my tools. I don't like her borrowing my tools because they're always gone and, or whatever. They use them and maybe they don't put them back, that kind of stuff. So get her own set of tools. Now, I was lucky. I actually went to, I was going through a store and I actually found a set of tools that were pink handles and everything. So there is absolutely no way that her tools can get mixed up in my box. And believe me, I'm going to tell you, believe me, she guards those things with her life. She tells us, she's told both my son and I that if we touch her tools, she will get very angry with us. So we always have to ask permission before we go into her toolbox. But this is a really cool gift because everything comes pink. As you can see, there's like the little pink handles. They've got, all kinds of stuff in here and it's a pack. So there's those handy ladies out there who can go and get their own set of tools. Maybe that's, and it may seem kind of weird, but believe me, there are some women who would be very appreciative of that type of gift rather than getting something that's a little more typical or normal. So anyway, what do you think about those there, Mr. Kirk?
Well, those are nice. I try and go a little more personalized.
Right.
Ashton wants something in pink camo. Pink hunter's camo.
Oh, yes. That's very popular with the ladies for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I went to Cabela's.
Right.
And they said, we don't carry that crap.
Well, some of that stuff you do have to kind of go online for. I mean, I've noticed there are some things that they won't carry in the stores, but they will do it like on an online scenario. So if you need help finding something, let me know. I won't call myself a Google master, but my Google foo is very strong with this one. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, all right. Now we've talked about perfume and things like that for the ladies. Guess what, guys? You got to clean up. Okay, you really have to clean up here because you got to make yourself look really good for that special occasion called Christmas. And who knows, you might even get lucky if you smell well enough. So moving on by that, we have the Outlaw. Outlaw is a soap company, and believe it or not, and it's also like lotions and things like that. So believe it or not, they actually have things for both men and women. You can shop by scent. They've got different scents here. You've got Blazing Saddles, Fire in the Hole, Lust in the Dust, Mountain Hideout, The Gambler, Home on the Range, and then Calamity Jane for the ladies. Now,
so many inappropriate connotations there.
Absolutely. But you know what? I've been reading some of the responses online, and there have been so many different people that have just touted this company's praises in the Facebook accounts. I am actually tempted to try this. And so if you look here, you also have, so let's see. So they have some gift sets if you're interested. They have some gift sets here where it's not like the full bar or the full setup, but it gives you a little bit of something, like a little bit of a sampling of what's out there. So you can try a couple of different smells if you're after it. You've got the Best of the West variety pack. There's Outlaws Life Solid Cologne Trio. You can also do gift cards as well. They've got the gift card holiday special here, the active duty care package, for those of you who have loved ones who are still in the military, and are going out and then, that are away from you for the holidays. You have the Calamity Jane gift set for the men who want to give the ladies a little something. It's spicy and sweet. Okay. I can tell you my wife qualifies. The Hellbent for Leather Blazing Saddles gift set. There's just a whole host of different things here. And there's, you might be interested in this, sir. Let me get up here. Yes, here we go. So because you have your longer, I've got a little bit of scruff, but you've got the longer one there. And this is Magic Beard and Hair Elixir. It basically conditions your beard. It gives a fine woodsy smell of cedarwood essential oil and campfires. Look no further than this beard oil. So this might be something that maybe you might be interested in, or maybe your lovely wife might be interested in getting, just to give it a try.
The scent is cedarwood. That's not bad.
Yeah, exactly. And it soothes even the wildest bird nest of scraggly beard while smelling absolutely divine. You got to love these marketers. They are really great.
Yeah.
But I guess you also, they have some other things here. They have some suggestions about what's frequently bought together. So this is kind of one of those things. It's a little off the wall, a little off the cuff. But I think it's actually pretty kind of cool to at least go and take a look. And then I guess they have, I don't know what the Outlaw Journal is here, but this is, this is their blog. So go and take a look. I mean, at least give it a shot. It might be something that's kind of interesting. I mean, obviously it's a Western theme. I'm kind of a Western type person. So that being said, it's really kind of a nice.
You own horses, right?
Yes, I do. I actually do. I own horses. And I, for a long time, I did wear a cowboy hat and boots. I don't much anymore, but I used to. So anyway, wait a minute. What are we doing?
Well,
here?
I have boots, but they're for work. They're steel-toed, but they're still slip-on, square-toed cowboy boots.
Yep, absolutely. And
they're very comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, well, see, now I used to wear, back in the day, I used to wear like the low-heeled rounded toe roper, and that was really comfortable for me. I didn't really get into like the high-heeled type pointed toe boots that you normally see at Western stores and stuff. I preferred the low.
I have a size 13 wide, so
Oh, wow.
I cannot do a rounded tip. I have to have a square toe.
Yeah.
But you know what I say? Big feet, big shoes.
That wasn't where I thought you were going to go with that, but I'm glad that you finished that out like you did. Big feet, big shoes. Okay. So this next one is kind of strictly for the men, but maybe there's a woman out there who might like to pick something like this up. So this actually comes from the company called Man Crates. And the whole concept here is basically unique gifts that guys love. And they have a whole bunch of different things. But for you, kind sir, you have the grill and cook section. And these have a bunch of gifts that are cooking and grilling gifts for men. You've got like the backyard steakhouse crate. You've got breakfast making kit. The gourmet grilled cheese crate. There's a bunch of different little crates here. There's the get baked. There's knife making kits. Okay, so that you can make your own knife. All right. And then maybe if you get the Lansky sharpening set, you get it, you make your knife and you sharpen it right then and there. There's the Rib Master crate. There's spice crates. There's all kinds of different things. Fajita making kits, just a whole host of different things that you can get. Not to mention the fact that if you're not even dealing with like the grill and cook, they've got jerky and snack packs. These are like the beef sticks, man chow, peppermint man chow.
Nice.
fruits and nuts and things like that. Exotic sausage crate. I got an exotic sausage package at one point in my lifetime, and it actually came out pretty good. There was some exotic sausages that I had never had before. That was really kind of cool. But these crates are, put together in special packages and things like that. You've got like the jerky cane. You've got keto snacks. There's just a whole host of different things. You can kind of take a look. And then there's also like the maker and DIY section. For those of you that are interested, there's the arcade game making kit. This is pretty cool. There's a watchmaking kit, a knife making kit. It does a lot of stuff, like there's your duck call. If you're interested in duck hunting, there's a duck call making kit. And here you were talking about microbreweries. So here's a microbrewing kit.
My former next door neighbor, he likes to brew his own beer.
Right.
And this would be a great thing to get somebody who wants to start to learn that process.
Yeah, exactly. And it's small. I mean, it's a 1 gallon kit, but it's small, and it actually, it takes you through, it looks like it's got a little instruction card, and it takes you through how to do it, and gets you going, and be your own brewmaster, BYOB. Yeah. And then you can also go and get things personalized. So if you want, there's my wonderful glasses. You can get different glasses. There's winter cocktail crates. There's the jerky board party crate. And just for you.
That's not a unicorn, sorry.
Yeah, I know it's not a unicorn, but check this out. This is the personal onesie crate, adult and child size. You can do both. For those of you that are out there, and there you go. You got the head or the hood and everything else. Let me, yeah. So, and then I guess it comes in. Let's click this. It comes in its own little crate there. You can see. So those are kind of cool, but you might want to, think about that. If you have a young kid, it's kind of cool to have the same pajamas. I know my son, who's definitely a lot older, but when he was younger, he would do that. But anyway, so yeah, it's definitely something that you can get involved in. Here's some of their fan favorites. There's the whiskey appreciation crate. Which actually, looks like it's got a good decanter, and it looks like it's got some glasses in there, and some other things to deal with whiskey. So just give that a shot, give that an idea, a test run or whatever. And, so those are my things that I sort of took a look around, and maybe if I come across any other stuff that's available, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the chat here, and your wife wants me to get you, boots and a hat.
Boots and a hat.
Yeah. Boots and a hat.
Okay. Yeah. She is enthusiastic about the cowboy theme.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hold on just a second, just to prove, hang on just a second.
Oh no.
I'm just going to prove this.
He has a hat nearby. So how y'all doing? You doing good? Great.
It's quite a bit dusty. I'm going to be honest with you.
There you go.
There you go.
Black Bart. There you go.
So there you go. And I've actually, yeah, I have.
So now I would have to get a white hat to combat the blackness.
I'm going to be honest with you. They don't really have,
okay, off-white.
White felt. They don't have white felt, but they do have white straw. So let me get my headphones back on here so I can actually hear you. But the white straw is something definitely, something to kind of take a look at and that kind of stuff. And I've been thinking about getting another hat as well. So obviously, I mean, that comes up in my feed because Facebook is always listening. But anyway.
See, for me to don cowboy apparel would feel disingenuous. Like I'm trying to be something I'm not. I am not a cowboy.
Well,
I like horses. I have bucked hay.
Right.
That is not my lifestyle. I can appreciate the cowboy way, but for the most part, it's not me. It might look good on me. I thought about getting a duster. That would look cool.
I have one. I have a duster. It is the brown. It's the brown shin length, because they actually come in different lengths. But it's actually an Aussie style. And I do have one, and I also got an Aussie style hat to go along with it, just because they had to be color matched. And unfortunately, I don't wear it that much. I also have an orange high color duster, like safety orange colored, that I have as well. And it's kind of like a raincoat. It's kind of like a raincoat type setup. And the reason that I bought that one is because I was doing work outside, and believe me, a duster actually does quite well in keeping the rain off of you, because it goes all the way down to like your shins, and it has straps on the inside that you can wrap around your legs, because it's designed for when you straddle a horse, you throw your leg over, and the straps keep the coat in place and take the coat over the saddle with you as you mount. So it actually it works quite well for that. Now,
the only thing keeping me from actually buying a duster is I am not a small person.
Yes.
I am a little bit broad, and I'm afraid it would look too much like a freaking tent walking around.
I don't know about the tent part, but if you've ever seen Hogwarts and the whole Haggard idea, I could see where that might come up.
Yeah.
You know, Haggard, not Haggard the Horrible, not the comic strip, but Haggard.
That was Hagrid.
Hagrid, yes, thank you, Hagrid. But anyway,
sorry, I'm not a Potter fan. I just happen to know. All right,
well,
lay off.
You know, neither am I. But the funny thing about it is, a long time ago, because I've actually read the books, I've read all of them, and the books.
Freak.
Well, okay, fine, whatever.
You Trek nerd.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But anyway, I mean, as far as that goes, I actually, read all the books, and I got into a bit of a discussion with one of my son's friends several years ago, and he was like, "Oh, well, let's challenge you and see how good you are." And so he was coming up with all these different questions, and all he had ever seen was the movies. And there's certain parts about the movies that the books explain a lot more and have a lot more detail on. And so there were some things that he was like, "No, that's not right." And I said, "No, it is right because of X, Y, and Z, whatever that was." And he was actually amazed that I could recall those details throughout the whole thing. So it was pretty cool. Harry Potter nerd. Yeah, it was sort of. Okay, sort of. Not quite all the way there. But anyway. So yeah, so that's pretty much my lineup. I mean, as far as gifts are, oh, wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. I lied. There is one more gift that you can give. Okay. And again, this is a gift
of friendship.
I personally, well, there is that too. There's the gift of friendship. There's the gift of love and adoration. And you can definitely do something personalized, but here's a little stocking stuffer gift for those of you who are patriotic, who do believe in not the government, but believe in the U.S. There's this, the Declaration of Independence and Constitution book. You can buy this on Amazon for $5. It's a great little stocking stuffer, and it has the entire text of both documents all in this one little simple book. And you can carry it around with you and that kind of stuff. I brought that up on one of my programs, especially when I was talking about the other books like the Anti-Federalist Papers and the Federalist Papers. But it's really kind of cool if you're that type of a person, or you know somebody that's that type of a person. So anyway, so that's another option too. So anyway, all right. Well, goodness, we have pretty much run things out as far as that goes. But you know what? There is one more thing that I'm going to do here. One more thing. And looking at the police blotter. So this is the police blotter. Actually, before I go and do that, let me just give the floor to you, sir. Is there anything else that you wanted to say?
No, I just thank you for having me on. This is great fun.
Well, I know I have a blast with it. I'm sure there's others that do as well. And I also want to thank everybody again. Once again, I want to thank Addie and Addie's Army for adding to my, wow, that's a lot of ads. Adding to my, subscriber count and things like that. As always, subscribers are always welcome. And again, just to remind you, click the subscribe button, click the notification button so you can see it. Don't forget too that I have the Whiskey Musings store. Shameless self-plug, but all the proceeds from anything that you buy there, they have, it's sweatshirts, t-shirts, things like that. I feel bad about not by asking for any kinds of money. So I got to give you something in return. I forgot to tell you. So I am actually running a promotion. God, I forgot this. I cannot believe I forgot this, but I'm running a promotion. If you go to the Whiskey Musings logo gear store from the YouTube site and you go and you buy something, I am running free shipping. Enter the code Christmas, all, just like you spell the holiday, up until December 25th. It is a free shipping code. You get free shipping for anything that you purchase there. There's stickers, mugs, all that stuff. So, okay. Shameless self-plug over. All right. So
you got to do it.
I got to do it. And of course, just for those of you that don't know, all of the proceeds from that go to support the show. They support my call-in option. We didn't put the call-in number up tonight, but I do have a program or a service that actually does that. In some of the other shows, some of the other videos, you'll see it. But to do the call-in shows and stuff, I didn't do it tonight, but that's okay. All right. So from the police blotter. Police have reported a man going into local craft stores and dipping his testicles into glitter. An eyewitness is quoted as saying, "It's pretty nuts." And that's our final Whiskey Musings thought for the evening. You guys have an excellent weekend, and we'll see you next week on the Whiskey Musings broadcast.